Good morning. How's everyone?
Good.
Good. Nice to hear. Well, today we are going to study some grammar, and we are going to introduce to you some two types of words, and we will see and we'll try and discover some aspects of these two words and how they do function in sentences.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. We have here a beautiful sentence which some of you might know from the famous song. Last week we explained to you about nouns and pronouns. Do you all remember?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I know it's a long time ago. So, let's see. How many nouns, or do we have any nouns in this sentence? Kingsley?
I don't remember from last week.
Damien?
Mary is a noun.
Uh-huh. Do you see another noun?
Lamb is
So,
also a noun.
so what do we know by seeing this sentence?
There are
What's the
nouns
information?
that we
What is it telling us?
It says that one noun has the other noun.
Exactly. So we see here that Mary had a lamb.
So, do you know anything more? I mean, is there any other information given to you other than Mary had a lamb?
Yes, it's past tense.
Okay, that's in terms of tense. But in terms of information, do you know something more about Mary or about the noun lamb?
No.
Okay.
No.
There's no the
Well, there is no
noun
context.
used to belong to Mary.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you know now? We see a little change.
I see what you did there.
Something's adding. It's added. What do we know now?
That the lamb is little.
Okay.
Was
So
little.
And the word little says something about a noun, and the noun is lamb. So what we see here is when we've got to talk about words that say something about a noun. Another at a time.
And again, Johnny ate a meal. So, what sort of information is given to you here?
Well, you know Johnny, and he had a meal, he ate it.
I mean, again, you don't know much about Johnny, nor about the sort of meal he had. So, let's go to...
Yes, and again we see two nouns. And with one little word added, we know a whole lot more. Because now we know that the meal is
Delicious.
But we don't know what the meal was. So we
Your
was
steak
steak or fish.
You can add that, and that sort of words. That sort of words is the sort of words we are dealing with now. I mean, sort of words that add meaning to nouns, and the most familiar grammatical term used is describing nouns or modifying nouns. I mean, now we do not just have a meal, but we have a delicious meal. So it's, in a way, this type of words, I mean, alters the meaning of the noun or adds information to it or describe it. So that sort of nouns are, I mean, words we are dealing with now.
You can really see that these two words are connected. That's a delicious meal.
That's a nice meal.
It was a really delicious meal.
Did you eat the lamb?
It could be a lamb burger, of course, yes. So we see that little in the first sentence and delicious in the second sentence say something about meal, not about Johnny or Mary. So there's really something you could play with. You could say, beautiful Mary had a little lamb. So we have these describing words, and they say something about nouns or pronouns, as you all know.
For instance, Catorel, Johnny ate a delicious meal. Can you, for instance, substitute this word by another word that will, for instance, modify or describe or add something to meal?
Another word. Johnny ate a happy meal.
You can add that. Makes sense in many ways. So again, the word happy here describes the meal. So we do not just have a meal given to us, but a happy meal. So probably it made him happy in some way.
The only thing you said is happy meal. That's a name of a meal. It's not really an adjective. You could say dirty meal.
A bad meal.
And now I already spotted the surprise because what we call these describing words are adjectives.
Okay.
Now just a set of simple rules you need to remember, and then you know how to use adjectives and when. What we see here, adjectives only, there's a line under it, we'll come to that, back to that a little bit later, only describe nouns and pronouns. That is a pretty girl. She is pretty. So you see that pretty says something about the girl, and here it says something about she. You can stand in from and after the noun. And you always see this clear connection between the two words. Another example, that is a nice hat. That hat is nice.
Yeah, Jimmy?
Isn't pretty a compliment in this subject complement? Or
Well, compliments actually, I mean, in a way it is. However, that's a sort of analysis that is beyond our reach at this stage. Because as you know, we are still beginners, and if we start talking about compliments and adverbials, it would be hard. But compliments include within them adjectives. I mean, an adjective could be found within a compliment. You see, because a compliment could be more than just one adjective. It could be, for instance, a phrase, a noun phrase, or I don't know, an adjective phrase if there are any adjective phrase. But it could be more than just one word. But it could be just one adjective. But that's right, that's good. And but we just don't want to talk about compliments, start talking about compliments now.
Those terms come back in year 2. This is just your first year. We'll try to keep it a bit basic.
But that was good thinking.
Yes.
This is first year.
So we have some examples to test you. Kingsley,
Yes.
in the first sentence, can you name the adjectives?
I see final.
Final, yes, and it says something about?
It says about the show. It says that it's the last show, the final show.
Exactly. Are there any more nouns in this sentence?
The audience, I think, you know.
Yes. But there's no?
There's no adjective for the audience.
And the second sentence will be for you, Caroline. And do you see any nouns in that sentence?
Parent?
Okay, correct. And do you know anything more? I mean, is there any information added to parents within that sentence?
Yeah, how they. What I am doing to make my parents feel happy.
Happy. And the feeling of happy, I mean, that word happy is an adjective that describes parents. I mean, I am making my parents happy. We can say that I'm making my parents sad or feeling bad, whatever. But this happy here describes parents. So it's an adjective. Good?
Third sentence, fresh it up. What's the noun in this phrase? What are nouns?
The house.
You see another one?
The major.
Okay. Do you see an adjective in the sentence?
Big. It's a big house.
Could you name another adjective for a house?
A large house.
Exactly.
Could you modify the noun mayor?
Sorry?
I mean, can you add an adjective or describe mayor?
So, I have to figure out an adjective for.
Yeah, for mayor.
The lonely mayor lives in a big house.
Perfect. Excellent. That's good.
Yeah.
So good so far.
Okay, who knows the next sentence?
Well, for Demi.
there's a pronoun that's it, and there's a noun that's flight.
Okay, that's really good. Can we see any adjectives within this sentence?
Yes, horrible. And that's an adjective of flight.
Good. And is there anything that describes the pronoun it?
Nope.
Okay. Though, while you are talking about compliments, this part is a compliment. Yeah. So it was a horrible flight. So this horrible flight is a compliment for, I mean, it. Okay. Again. So now I would love if Kingsley could come up with an example, not from here, but from your own head.
So a sentence.
I'm sure you can do it. I mean, just come up with an example, not from these, but try and
Sentence 4.
a sentence, 2 words that will say something that you are really getting what we are telling you.
So I can make up my own sentence
Yeah.
right now. The man fell off the stairs.
Again?
The man fell off the stairs. That can be a sentence. And if you put, for instance, the fat man fell down the stairs or off the stairs, then fat is the adjective for the man, and it shows that the man is actually fat. So it adds that to the man.
Exactly.
Kashamel, is that true? I mean, fat man.
Yes, so something like that.
Excellent. Good.
So, let's race through these last 4. Number 5. Who knows the answer? Which is the adjective of number 5? Maybe?
Check it.
No.
What?
Expensive.
Expensive is the adjective of the noun.
Oh, the I thought we always name the noun first, so I just said.
I just asked for the adjective.
I know, I wasn't listening, I'm sorry.
I
I wanted to rush my answer so fast. I
It's
was
still early in the morning and you just had
Yeah.
your weekend. So. But very good, expensive. Says something about jacket. Yes.
Well, again, this is good. So let's move into the other type of words we want to study. I mean,
Yeah, well, just finish these 3, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Carla is tall. Carlene?
Is. No.
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 No. It's
So do you have any noun there?
Carla.
Carla says
Carla is.
tall.
So what's the noun in this sentence?
Carla.
Okay.
An
And we
adjective.
know that an adjective always says something about a noun.
And it's tall.
Very good.
So,
Because is the verb, but can you remember the name of the verb?
an auxiliary verb.
Almost.
Copular verb.
It's a compliment. So and again,
Why?
tall is also a compliment. But
yeah, because after copula follows a compliment.
Verb is
I'm not supposed to know this in first year, but I'm a genius.
to.
You're very smart for your age.
okay. We'll see the adjective in the next sentence.
Adjective.
Married
I
and
see
happy.
multiple. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, could be. How much do you see?
I see merry, happy, and new.
Very good.
Excellent.
It's actually better than we.
New is also.
And in the last sentence?
Oh, you didn't have New Year's?
Writing a big one.
This means that, I mean, for a noun, there could be more than just one adjective describing it.
Yes.
And in most of the time, I mean, the order of the adjectives that come before, I mean, the noun, I mean, in front of a noun could be, I mean, are ordered in terms of type. And we will see some, we'll talk about the type of adjectives later. Demi.
Isn't happy an adverb, or am I mistaken? Because
Why do you think that happy is an adverb?
doesn't happy describe new rather than year? Or is new year supposed to be one word?
That's,
Because-
again,
Exactly. This
This
is
is-
kind of a hard case.
Yeah, this is a pretty hard one.
but that's really good thinking.
Because
New Year is a word, is a term for something. So it's
It could be a compound noun.
Oh, right.
You see, because it could be just one, for instance, one noun, and of course we have studied compound nouns before when we were tackling nouns. So happy now, I mean here, stands or describes, for instance, the new year. But if you think, I mean it's good to think of it as, for instance, new as an adjective, so now you can see that it could be more than just one adjective describing a noun. Do you get the point, Carlene?
Yeah.
Israel? I'm sure you get it.
Sure.
Good.
last sentence. Anyone has the answer to the last sentence? What is the adjective for this? No one?
Adjective. Handsome and big.
Good.
Very good.
Excellent.
Yay. Yes.
And now I would love you to look at these two sentences and tell us what's the difference. Demi, please.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference, David?
Oh, what's the difference?
About
There's a difference in the verb, and yeah, beautifully is an adjective because it says something about sang, and beautiful is a compliment, and that says something about Sarah.
I mean, I'm really, I like your, thinking and introducing and talking about compliments. But it's for now. Just think of, for instance, this type of words. Talk about it as adjectives. So beautiful here is
an adjective.
an adjective. I mean, so Sarah is beautiful. Beautiful is telling us something about Sarah. And in the second sentence, Sarah sang beautifully.
So we have, which is the noun in the second sentence?
Sarah.
Okay.
Or
And what we just said is that adjectives always say something about nouns or pronouns. Does this mean that Sarah is beautifully?
no.
It says something about.
See.
But then it says something about sang, so then it's an adverb.
Good.
Good.
Excellent.
How do you do this? How do you know everything that we're going to explain when you're in the first year? It's very.
read the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
You're really annoying.
I'm a genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here the word beautifully says something about the verb sang. And here, in the first example, we said that adjectives tell us something about nouns and pronouns. And here, this type of word that is introduced here is describing verbs instead of nouns. And these type of words has got a name. That's what we will try and discover later, but it was introduced by our genius Einstein there, Debbie, and they are called adverbs.
Okay.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
more examples.
Yes. Again, 2 examples. We
Debbie,
see here. Could you please pay attention, Debbie?
please.
Thank you. We have the word quickly, which says something about learn, about the verb. We have a noun in the sentence, and it's we, but we don't know anything about we. The only thing we know is that we learned quickly. The second
And
sentence.
Gerrit said that it's a noun because it is here. It plays the role of a subject. But of course, we have a pronoun, but it could be substituted by a noun. Yeah. Gerrit?
In the second sentence, again we see an adverb, which is properly saying something about how students behave.
So if we wanna refresh something that we've just learned here, Carlene, what we have seen now about adjectives and adverbs, can you see the difference between adjectives and adverbs?
Yes.
Can you tell us what is the difference between the two?
Well, the adjective says something about the noun, right? But in this case, it's just different.
Yeah,
So we have 2
I
types
don't
of
know.
words. We have, on one hand, adjectives,
Yeah,
and on the other hand, we have adverbs, as David mentioned.
yeah.
These kind of words. And what is the big difference between them? How can you recognize them? And
Kingsley?
Adjectives say something directly about the noun, while adverbs say something about what the noun is doing. Like it says basically the action that's going on, and it adds information not about the subject, but about the action.
That action word is called verb in grammar. That is excellent. Good. And also adjectives describe, pronouns. Good. Dini,
Here is-
please.
there are some different. Yes, guys. We have some different situations here. We know that adverbs, that's what they call it, very good, can say something, they can describe a verb, as in the dog ran quickly, or my mom drives badly. They can also describe adjectives, to make them more strong or weak, to put some extra power to them. So what we see here is we have the adjective difficult, which says something about
it says something about the test.
yes, and it's not just difficult, it is extremely difficult. So this is an adverb saying something about an adjective.
So you have the difficult part saying about test, and extremely saying about how difficult the test.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in the next sentence, what is the adjective?
Adjective.
Yes, not the adverb, the adjective.
Cold.
Cool. Yes. And it's just not just cold, it is
Terribly cold.
so here again we have an adverb,
Describing
an adjective. And the adjective is of course describing a noun, and the noun is
the group.
very
Again, in the last aspect, I mean, of adverbs, adverbs can also describe other adverbs. So the example here, can you read it, Demi?
She did it really well.
Can you tell us what is that? I mean, what we can see that as adverb or adverbs.
Really
Okay, and it really describes here what
well.
and what is well.
What she did. So that is an adjective.
no, it's an adverb. Adjectives only describe nouns.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that she is well, she did something well. So it's well the same about how she did.
Okay.
So that's the point from adverbs describing adverbs. It's like adding more, information into other
So
adverbs.
you can have double adjectives, but also double adverbs.
In that way, in that sense. So, must you leave so soon? Same thing again here. We have an adverb, describe it, soon describe it, or, by so, the other adverb so it's adding more information to it, or more intensity, if you like. Okay?
Was that verbs are easily recognized, you should see, because they add L-I to the adjectives. So if we have the adjective happy, she is happy, or we lived happily, Rose is playing carefully. The student asked the teacher nicely. So we see that these adverbs all say something about the verb. And that is the key to these two types of words. You have to look at what they actually describe. So the adjectives only describe nouns and pronouns, and the adverbs cover the rest.
Alright. Okay, we have an exercise for you guys, and you have probably some 4 or 5 minutes to go through it. And read the instructions, please, and in case you don't understand the instructions, we are here to help you. And
Exactly, and if you finish those exercises quite fast, we'll give you about 5 minutes, and you can look at these examples to see if you can figure out what are the adverbs and adjectives in this sentence.
good.
And if you have an easy time doing this, you can maybe try to find which word is an adverb and which word is an adjective.
Okay.
You can just write it after the sentence.
Yeah, and in the 7 sentences, you can see that there is an A missing here. So our school bus driver is a. Can you see that? I can show it here. You can see A here. It's a T mistake.
Alright. Do you all manage to fill in the gaps?
Yes.
Is anyone who has some trouble?
The last one.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
okay.
I could put in either one. Can't I?
Yes. We'll talk about it. If everyone filled everything in, then we'll talk about the answers. Let's see if you have the same things.
Okay, let's go through the exercises together and let's see what we can find out. So the first sentence, we'd love to, yeah? Quickly. So please read the whole sentence so we can really.
My colleague quickly reads the story.
So what is quickly here? What kind of word it is?
It's an adverb
Why?
because reads is a verb and quickly says something about reads.
Good.
Second sentence. Kingsley.
Alright. My sister is a pretty girl.
Okay. Nice.
Pretty is an adjective. It says something about the girl. It's a noun.
Alright, very good.
Third one. Carlene.
The class was terribly loud last Monday, and it's a terribly is an adverb.
Okay.
And could you try?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, continue. Go on.
I think I might be mistaken.
Why?
Good.
Where is the verb
Oh,
there?
the verb was.
Okay, good.
And terribly says something about the loud.
Okay.
So it's an adjective.
It's an adverb.
Huh?
I mean, because we said before that an adverb could describe adjectives as well. You see, we said adverbs can add more meaning into an adjective.
Yeah.
So loud is an adjective here, so it was terribly loud.
Why is loud an adjective?
Because here, loud, it stands for class. So class, I mean, we can say the class was loud.
Yes.
So, I mean, here, loud stands for class. It's a complement again. You see, was is a copula. So you see, it's an adjective that tells us more about the noun class. So here we introduce it terribly to add more meaning to this aspect of the class which was loud, so we say it was terribly loud.
Okay.
Same thing we said that adverbs add more meaning to action, but excellent, that was a good thinking.
Is it clear to you? Yeah. Okay, good.
Carlene?
Is it clear to
Okay,
everyone?
great.
Okay, the next sentence, Kashra.
The worker works slowly. And I thought it was an adverb.
Very
It
good.
says something about how he works.
Good. And as we said in the last chapter of us talking about adverbs, we said that we can really recognize adverbs by adding "ly" to adjectives. So it's slowly. Okay, exactly. And the fifth sentence, Kingsley. Looks like you are drawing some nice pictures there. Okay, interesting.
Okay. The fifth one, you could easily open this bottle.
Okay.
Easily is an adverb,
Okay.
and it says something about how you can open the bottle.
Okay. Well, I think we will stop here for the answers. We will give you the answers for the rest of the exercise to be checked at home, and we will love to give you another exercise to be done for the next week.
I'm so sorry, I know you have a lot of homework to do already.
Well,
It only takes only 15 minutes, you should be able to do it.
and the exercise is about adjectives. Adjectives, there are, as we said, mentioned before, there are many types of adjectives, and we will try and place every adjective in its appropriate column. Do you get that, Kingsley?
Yes, I do.
What did I just say?
You will try to place the adjective in the appropriate column.
Okay, as you can see, adjectives can describe, I mean, could mean, I mean, opinion, for instance, color, and size and blends, you will just have to place them at home. Any more questions?
No.
Well, then you're
More
dismissed.
clear for me.
And
Hope you have a nice day. Good luck listening.
day.
Thank you.